Hi guys, my name is Patrick and I'm from Takoya Place, and I want to welcome you to the second installment of Common Deck Building. You know, the show where I take common cards, analyze them, and try to build a deck around these cards in any competitive main room that there is in Urban Rivals. And I raged the F out doing that. So, now we have a clan that will be a little bit harder for beginners, and I'm gonna tell it this right away, and the most of us are gonna agree on this opinion. This clan is not good in the common department. Don't try out. Don't take this clan as a beginner's deck. Don't take this as your first clan. Trust me what I'm saying here. Why? We're gonna see. Of course, we begin this section with cards that are so trash, so terrible that you're not even gonna consider them to use. You won't even think about it. The problem in this clan is though the line between unuseful cards and barely useful cards is so thin. So freaking thin that I couldn't decide for more than two actually cards that we're not gonna talk about this video at all, because the most of them are just on such a similar level, especially in the 3-star department, which is the most important department and has to be strong if you want to build a good deck. The two only cards that I took out of this department are Tuned and Sidnos. That's how bad it is. These two cards are literally clones of Mickey and Kimberly, even though All-Stars came later as bangers. But still, same stats, no ability, cheap as hell, not worth running. Just don't do it to yourself, really. Do I need to come to your home and say to your face, don't do it to yourself? Please, don't do it to yourself. Be smart about it. Be smarter than that. Let's begin our journey now with the 2 stars. And I have a kind of good message when it comes to 2 stars. They're actually not that terrible though. Of course, they are bad, don't get me wrong, but they have a good potential to be supportive cards, which is actually great. Because 2 stars are almost never to barely your main focus. Your main focus are mostly 5 stars and 4 stars. Let's run through these 2-star cards and see actually what I mean. Kevlar, the chiefest of the bunch, is surprisingly different than the clan should be viewed, because he has surprisingly high power, which is 7, damage 2, and has protection for power, which makes him a pretty good card with 9 power guaranteed unless you SOA the ability. He's the cheapest of the bunch, but the difference in the cost is really not high, and surprisingly this card can be played to EFC tower, which is really high. So it's definitely worth running him in this hellhole of bad cards. Next, Beanie. It's just Beanie. With the ability power +2, he can be a potential 9/3. The problem is it's not protected, but it still has 1 damage more. Now it's just depending by you, what do you want? 1 more damage or just guaranteed protection, depends by you. And the difference in money is still not that high. 70 cleanse, it's like winning 2 fights. It's literally just winning 2 fights, not KO, just win. So Beanie or Kevlar, the decision is yours. Next, Lil J. Lil J is actually an interesting card, definitely new school. With 6 power, damage 3, the ability -1, power minimum 1, is actually a pretty good 2-star card. You should definitely run it because it's of the new school type of cards, which just utilizes pretty well with the bonus, which is power +2, and 6/3. These stats are rarely used at 2 stars, so it's definitely worth running and checking out. Just do it, man. What are you waiting for? Buy this guy. Next is somebody that I was thinking about putting it on the totally worthless list, but then I said, hey, it's actually not that terrible compared to the other two, which is MCDK with power 2, 4 damage, and the ability minus the power minimum 1. And someone would say, okay, this card is just another Kazuke, and it's trash. It's not exactly like that. First of all, it costs 1 star less, which takes less space. Second of all, it has a mission. So this card, pick it up only to make the mission. Seriously. He's worthless in EFC. His cost is way too much, even though it's only 200 more than the rest. But still it's good to try him out. Next, Meru. Okay, she's trash. Just skip that one. She has a mission too, which is 150 rounds with her. It's a pain in the ass. Don't do it to yourself. Just throw this card away, please. And at the end we have B-Ball, which is the only, let me repeat, the only DR, so damage reductor, in this whole common collection. And there are 18 commons. That's how bad it is. This card is good because of its ability. It's like an Ashley, but a little bit with more in his stats, and -1 in the damage count, in the minus damage count. So it's worth running, but not on EFC. As you can see, it's outdated too, but still run it because it's actually a pretty good card. Why not? And then we have this guy. This guy is really good. Used also by the best players because it's a plus for nothing. Seriously, it's a plus for nothing in the middle of the game to stall. He's available in all the leagues. The problem with this card though is the only card who costs more than 2,000, exactly 3,600 cleanse, which is expensive as hell. So you have to save some money for that card, but trust me, it's worth it. The best people run it. I will run it in most of my bangers deck too if I could, and you should do it yourself too. The next are 3 stars, and there we go downhill, and I mean big time downhill. The problem with the 3-star department in freaking bangers is it's outdated. It's overclassed. Power creep the hell through. You're gonna see that these cards are outdated simply by the fact that their most valuable card is only up to League 4. And it's not that great of a card either. Most of the common 3 stars in bangers are just weak compared to today's meta. I say today's meta. And that's why it's pretty hard to build any deck out of common cost in these clans. And if you don't know what I mean, just look. Let's run them through. Without of course Tuned and Sid knows, there's still 5 cards in which probably only 2 or maybe even 1 is valuable. Just look. First we have Jenny, and this was one of the other cards that I thought, hey, is she actually really valuable at all? But like I said, in the 3-star department, all the cards are bad. So if I really had to think about it, almost all of them would be in the same spot as Tuned or Sidnos. 5 power, 3 damage, weak as hell, no ability to boost her. The only difference is she has a mission, just like Meru. So you see where the commons of this clan are going, just to play them to finish missions. That's how bad it is. Next up, BB Cool G, which he's just the embodiment of this clan and his primary goal. 4 power, 6 damage, ability, -3 attack only, minimum 1, which is trash. And the cost actually only 1,500 clints, and EFC useless, outdated probably, but you see the concept. Give them a little bit more damage by the cost of power, because they have the bonus to make up for the lack of power, which sadly does not work in today's meta like at all. You need high power, or if not high power, some awesome ability to make up for it. The next one, which is Carlito, is the only good 3-star that you're gonna get here. It's not gonna get better, trust me. 6 power, 5 damage, ability protection damage, and he's up to League 4 EFC Tower, which is pretty good considering most of these cards are mostly up to League 2 or 3, and this card actually is just worth running. You can try it out when you're gonna have some little bit more for bangers to buy some good uncommons. He will fit very well in the deck. He is actually worth trying. Just like our next contestant, which is Lucio. Yeah, it's Lucio pronounced. With 6 power, damage 4, it's just a better beanie. Ability power +2, which makes him a 10-4 powerhouse. Like I said, they're gonna make up when it comes to the power department in bonuses and sometimes even abilities. That's the main goal here, and this card is actually pretty nice. It's a nice upgrade to Beanie. Even though he's also only up to League 3, he's worth actually running, even though he costs only like 200 more than the previous cards. And last but not least, I don't know why he's so expensive. I don't know why he's the most expensive one, Kevin, with 5 power, 3 damage, and the only card in the whole clan, I'm talking whole clan, that has Poison 1, Minimum 2. There's actually a nice story when it comes to this Poison, because at the beginning when Poison started to be a thing and the Freaks clan was introduced, they wanted to play Uluwatu with bangers or to be opposite types. Uluwatu would be plus life and cure, where bangers would be probably poison and minus life. That's why they decided to give Kevin the first poison, but later on, when the pills ability came along, plus pills, minus pills, they decided to scrap that and just concentrate the clan more on pill manipulation. That's why we have this card and it's completely useless. So okay, we have a terrible situation in 3 stars. We can try to put some more 2 stars in because we actually have some options, but we need to balance things out and we need something strong to support it. If we don't have 3 stars, maybe we have 4 stars, 5 stars. I have a bad message for you here too. We have 3 4 stars, which is good, but all in all, these 4 stars ain't the best either. The first one, Blasi, and no Bligi, Blasi out of Mary J. Blige, the artist, has 6 power, 5 damage, the ability -2 pill, minimum 3. It's actually a new addition to the clan, more heavily based on the pill manipulation that I was talking about when I was by Kevin. So that's why this addition to the clan is here. It's a pretty good addition, not the best one, but it's okay for its standard. It's boosted to 8 thanks to his bonus, so it's good. -2 pills is not too big to make a difference, but still okay, and the price is nice, so you can actually take this card, why not? Another outdated Platuna with power 7, which is the only out of the 3 4 stars that has power 7, damage 5, and no ability whatsoever. Let's understand the fact that she's one of the probably the oldest card that there is in this clan, one of the oldest, and 7-5 stats are not that bad on a 4 star. Actually, they are good. So I know why the balancing issue was here to not give her like an ability at all. Still worth trying out for beginners, so take her, why not? And the most important one, Chlora. Chlora has 6 power, 6 damage, but her ability makes her special. Stop opponent's bonus. Stop abilities, like stop ability, stop bonus, most important abilities to have. At least one card in deck has to be an SOA or SOB if you really want something to protect yourself from some nasty abilities or bonuses. And and we can see that she's really useful because her price is 1880, which makes her the second most expensive card in the clan. Definitely worth buying, definitely worth playing. Play her. Okay, so we have something decent in this All-Stars. I didn't say they were the best, but they're actually pretty good compared to the trash that happens in 3 stars. But what about 5 stars? I stated in All-Stars that mostly when it comes to common, there's only one 5-star because of the fact that they don't need more. Here is no exception. They have only one 5-star. Clifford, being the only 5-star card, has no any opponents when it comes to his plays. You're gonna need him, you're gonna have him, and you're gonna play him. With 7 power, 6 damage, which are not the best stats for a 5-star, and the trash ability protection attack, seriously, it cannot help you even with plus attack manipulation. It's that bad. This actually justifies the fact that he's only 1,500 cleans worth, but the good thing, he's available in all the leagues. That's why you're gonna play him, because he's just available in all the EFC leagues, which is pretty useful. It's not that bad of a card actually. Next up, the decks. First of all, I couldn't build a survivor deck for Hail, and these 2 decks have only difference in one thing. So we have some stable cards like Clifford, Carlito, Lucio, Chlora, Blasi, Lil J. These 6 are the core basis of both of the decks. The difference is in tourney we have B-Ball. We can use him because it's the only DR, he's pretty useful in that factor. The 8th card I put in the tourney deck Keebler, but you can put in also MCDK if you really want, or DJ Alberto if you have the money. In the LO type, on the other hand, you have to have DJ Alberto, and sadly you have to replace B-Ball with Keebler because these 2 cards are higher on the EFC scale. So these are the only differences. These are the only things that I could build. So as you can see, after the rundowns of the deck that I somehow managed to build and the card itself, my point of don't use it as your beginner clan are clear. And these common cards are actually pretty bad, especially in that one section, in the most important one, section 2. And I know why this happens. This clan was initially, and probably still is, more concentrated on damage in the statistics than power. And the power department is way weaker, that's why it needs its bonus. But it gets rewarded in big signs, rewarded in damage. Sorry for that quick cut, I couldn't record anymore because I wasn't alone in my room anymore. But the basic is that because you get more damage, you lose power. You can only make up with the bonus, but it's not too much of a reward because it's more unstable and risky. That's why it's not good to pick up this clan. And you saw 18 cards and barely building a tourney deck. That's how bad it is. But don't worry, when you tune into the extra, I can assure you there will be more options when it comes to uncommon. I just took a little glance and I knew already there are some uncommon options for your deck to actually make something out of this. So see us in the extra, where we took a look at the cheap uncommon cards, which can actually try and help build hopefully a decent deck. And next time we're gonna take a trip to the second clan, which bonus boosts, in which bonus we have a power boost, and is a clan that loves surfer dudes, yeah dude, and just water and beach in general. And with that said, thank you for watching, and remember to always stay awesome drawing that last card. See ya!